I'm Vicki Brenner. I am the local history specialist at Ingersoll Library. In recognition of Black History Month, I'd like to share a chapter of Ingersoll's history that relates to the Underground Railroad. Now, the picture that you see behind me, I discovered in our library photo collection, and it's from 1952. And the street that you're looking at is Oxford Street. And this photograph is looking sort of southwest. And you'll recognize the slope of the street as it is today. The Oxford Wesleyan Methodist Church played a really pivotal role in the Underground Railroad in Ingersoll. And today on that site is Dollarama. Now to the other side of our streetscape, the very far building is the Daly House Hotel. And in this photo in 52, it was the Ingersoll Inn. Now on this site today is the current Ingersoll Library. So that sort of situates us in modern day and in 1952. What I'd like to do now is take us back to 1852. This was sort of when the Underground Railroad was happening in our area. Now, as I mentioned, the Daly House Hotel was run by a man named Absalom Daly. He owned a stagecoach. And what he would do was take the coach to Port Burwell on Lake Erie. His stagecoach driver was Harvey Cornelius Jackson. And he was an abolitionist. He was a sympathizer of fugitive slaves looking for a new life in the free North. So the fugitive slaves would come from the American South, travel hundreds of miles, board a boat from states like Ohio, and cross Lake Erie and land at places like Port Burwell. And they would be picked up by Mr. Jackson in a stagecoach and be brought to Ingersoll. Now Absalom Daly and Jackson worked together to help these people on the road to their new life. And part of that was hiding them until they could transition into a new life in Ingersoll or be moved further along the Underground Railroad. So under cover of darkness, they would hide the fugitive slaves, and one of the places that they were hidden was in the attic of the Wesleyan Methodist Church. The minister lived in an apartment on an upper floor, and the escaped slaves were hidden in the attic. So the minister was a supporter of them. Other members of the congregation also were. There was a Mr. Brown who owned a tannery on Water Street, and he employed, gave these fugitive slaves a new life working in his tannery. So the next time that you are walking on Oxford Street, maybe you are walking from the Ingersoll Library to Dollarama, think about the footsteps that you are walking in. People that had covered hundreds of miles looking for a new life traversed that exact route to the Wesleyan Methodist Church and found the path to freedom in a new country. If you would like to know more about this, I invite you to read A Safe Haven by Joyce A. Pettigrew. This is a local author who researched this material, and it's available to be borrowed from Oxford County Library. I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for joining me today.